Non lassù, non qua giù. Non siamo svegli, non. Dormiamo.
Tell us, Mr. Hitchcock, how do you envision the theater of the future?
I see the possibility maybe in the year 3000 or something. The people go to be entertained, if entertainment is still needed then, and they go into a big darkened auditorium, and they are mass hypnotized. And instead of identifying themselves as somebody unlicensed, and instead of identifying themselves as somebody on the screen, they are that person. And when they buy their ticket, they choose which character they want to be. And under hypnotism, and it's injected into them by some kind of telepathy, and they suffer the agonies and so forth, or enjoy the romance with a woman or something. And then it's all over.
Would they...
maybe it's Hitchcock's new conception of how to dispense with actors. Or because of what have I said once on one occasion, Walt Disney has the right answer where actors are concerned. If he doesn't like them, he tears them up.
Well, supposing mass hypnotism did...
To explain a little bit about what they were, briefly, by the 1840s it had been several decades since the pre-industrial era of the late 18th century. In the Paris of Baudelaire, we have the manifestation of capitalism in the way that consumers know it now, with the establishment of the first large department stores with massive quantities of fixed-price goods. The idea of shopping as culture took root. Benjamin spends some time in the Arcades project talking about the example of Le Bon Marché, known as the first prominent department store. The Bon Marché model, and, by the way, it still exists, followed the pattern we are familiar with from the modern-day Walmart. Large quantities of goods that could be bought at volume, and the savings then passed on to the consumer, who could shop for everything in one location. But while traveling to these larger stores, one passed through the arcades stuffed with little shops surrounding them. Benjamin located the riotous nature of capitalist culture in these kiosks, with the small shops selling usually one type of good, umbrellas, hats, jewelry, which were themselves each operated by an individual vendor. They grew like coral reefs on the gangways between the larger buildings and the more well-heeled merchants in the shopping districts. In time, these arcades, as they were known, became more elaborate, evolving glass roofs, gas lighting, and elaborately paved sidewalks. In essence, this was the first shopping mall, not only in structure, but in purpose. One could loiter in the buzzing activity of consumer culture without buying anything. In other words, experiencing capitalism as entertainment. Benjamin's great work was never finished, and in its final form it remains a collection of notes, extracts from Marx, Maxime Duchamp's massive work Paris, ses organes, ses fonctions et sa vie, Proust, Nietzsche, Rousseau, Apollinaire, and most of all, the poetry of Baudelaire. Indeed, the point of view expressed in the work comes closest to Baudelaire and the spirit of the central character of Le Fleur de Mal, that of the flaneur, the young man of leisure who has nothing better to do than to walk around and take in the pleasures of the city. Although Benjamin did not live to see the proper completion
as a logical or illogical progression in entertainment, would you be interested in it as a director?
Yes, you'd have to have a director. You'd have to have a writer, because you'd have to write the story. The director would, I suppose, be the hypnotist, because it would be his manner of directing the minds of these somnolent people into the right direction and approach.
My name's Wade Watts. My dad picked that name because it sounded like a superhero's alter ego, like Peter Parker or Bruce Banner. But he died when I was a kid, my mom too. And I ended up here, sitting here in my tiny corner of nowhere. There's nowhere left to go. Nowhere. Except the Oasis. A whole virtual universe. People come to the Oasis for all the things they can do. But they stay because of all the things they can be.
Can you feel this?
Yeah. It's the only place that feels like I mean anything. The Oasis was the brainchild of James Halliday.
Hello. If you're watching this, I'm dead. I created a hidden object, an Easter egg. The first person to find the egg will inherit $500 billion and total control of the Oasis itself.
Who is this Parzival, and how the hell is he winning?
Find him. This isn't just a game. I'm talking about actual life and death stuff.
The Oasis,
the world's most important economic resource.
it's nothing less than a war for control of the future.
Welcome to the rebellion, Wade.
Like many of you, I only came here to escape. But I found something much bigger than just myself. Are you willing to fight?
Help us save the Oasis.